Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fontana, California. Tonight we've got the All-American Cup Series here at Auto Club. Christian, are you excited for this one?
I'm beyond excited. I love Auto Club, the late great Auto Club. The only shame is that they tore it down. I was watching race practice tonight. I know one thing's for sure. We got a good show coming our way.
Absolutely, some of the best in the business here tonight. You know how many cars we got qualified in here?
42, I believe. 43, 42, something like that.
Unbelievable. 42 cars signed in here for the California 200. Christian, this is going to be tough. You know what? Let's wait until we see the starting lineup before we lock in our picks here in this race. But in the chat, we got all kinds of our great fans. We appreciate you guys tuning in, as always, here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV World's #1 streaming service. Tonight, once again, Thursday night racing, All-American Cup Series. Me and Christian Taylor up in the booth here. As always, be sure to click the like button on the video, subscribe to the page, as we are wrapping up our warm-up session, and everybody is written up here.
I'll say race practice tonight. It looked like a demolition derby if it was hosted by blindfolded raccoons. It was something. Cars wrecking off of two. That's going to be a place to watch tonight. I'm scared to see what the race looks like. They might need body armor out there tonight, Blake.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be interesting to see here. But, Christian, rumor is you got something to tell our fans here.
Yep. Tonight, I can announce that the Mike Husby Pole Award goes to your fourth place last season, Matthew Weeks in the 11 car.
All right, so Matthew Weeks going to be kicking off from the pole position here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get started, folks. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we got some tunes to play for you in the background. Let me find a banger as we go through tonight's starting lineup for race number 2 of the All-American Cup Series here at Fontana Auto Club Speedway.
Looks like we might have some discretion on the screen between the starting lineup and the true lineup, so we might need to take a peek at that real quick.
Oh, yeah, that is odd. Yeah, folks, we're doing something new here this week. We did a manual starting lineup. Looks like the grid is incorrect. So we're just going to have to kind of wing this here. We're going to go off of the tower right now and go through tonight's starting lineup. We're not going to say the whole field, folks. There's 40-some-odd cars. But let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's starting lineup here at Auto Club Speedway. On the front row on the inside, the number 11, Matthew Weeks. 2 is outside the 06, Chris Warrell. Row number 2 on the inside, here to this 67, Ryan Kelly on his outside, the 09, 10, Robin. Christian, go ahead.
We got Casey Carrington in the 9 car. Next to him, Matt Slosha in the 00 car. Mark Whitley in the 77, and Ian Silver in the 15. James Silver's in the 17, Zach Rogers in the 4, and Blake.
Absolutely, and then in row number 6 on the inside, looks like we got the 3 car Justin Thompson, and then the 1 of Stephen Miles. The next row, we got Curtis White, Connor LaFrance, then we got Christian Angel Rowdy, they call him, and then the 91 of Dylan Rosberg. And folks, if we didn't say your favorite driver, it's because they're slow, they're junk, they're starting in the back. So there's tonight's starting lineup here for the the California 200 here at Auto Club. Christian, I think it's time we can go ahead, lock in our picks. You know, I'm going to start off tonight here. My pick, I'm going with the homer pick here. The league admin, Casey Carrington in the 9 car. He's going to bring home the win. Who you got tonight, Christian?
I'm going to pick our pole sitter, Matthew Weeks. He's got 6 races wins last season. I don't think he's going to win one tonight.
Well, we're going to see how it plays off as the pace car is in. Field is set. Green flag in the air in front of a sold-out crowd at Auto Club Speedway. The 77, that's Christian Rowdy going to the inside, bringing them 3 wide in a battle with the 9 of Carrington.
Seeing him heading to 1 and 2, going off of that. Going off of 2 is where we're going to have to watch for cars sliding. I saw it multiple times there in practice. And coming off of 2, heading down the backstretch for the first time, looking like everyone's going to stay straight.
What a sight to see, Christian. We've got a bunch of throwback paints here once again. There are cars everywhere through the field as we got over 40 of them signed in tonight. Keep an eye on that 40 car. Connor LaFrance, we saw him last night over in the Superstar ARCA E Series. There's so many leagues I can't keep them straight.
That just means our fans have more to look forward to as they complete their first lap, heading into 1 and 2 again. Front of the field, looking all bunched up. We're going to have some good racing on our hands tonight as Chris Worrell is taking an early lead.
Absolutely, we drop to the back here, folks. Once again, 42 cars signed in here tonight. This is ridiculous. Let's hop on board with the car running dead last in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last. Christian, take us around the speedway as we're on board with the 31 car of Nick Captain.
It looks like we're coming out of turn 4 right now. You see how wide this speedway is. I've seen 5, I've even seen 6 wide. Of course, that didn't end well as we crossed the start-finish line, heading down the front stretch. Right here is where a warehouse sits right now, but we're not going to talk about that. Rounding through 1 and 2, you're going to try to get a good run down the backstretch, but easy right here. The car will step out on you as he heads down the backstretch.
Absolutely, and Christian, you mentioned easy. Well, it's not looking very easy for this 31 car, Nick Gowan, because he is looking slow, and he might be jumping here tonight.
Nick Gowan from Wilmington, North Carolina, right down the road from me. I'm going to have to get up with him so we can get some setup hints going on.
Absolutely. You know, Christian, I was thinking about that earlier. There must be something in the water. Those people over there by Wilmington, North Carolina, they seem to be slow.
You know, I was talking to his crew chief before. Oh, we're not going to worry about that. What's going on the track?
Oh, now I thought we had a wreck there. I heard a bunch of swerving there on the track, but no, actually, we're still good. Sorry for the interruption. But let's jump back out front, see our race leader, and my pick to win it. Casey Carrington trying to make a move, take over the second spot as a 9 car, working himself up.
9 car trying to poke his nose down there. There's room, but not a lot as they wash up to the top of the track, going down the front stretch. We are taking lap 5 now.
Absolutely, and boy, what a great race so far. This is incredible, Christian. Have you ever seen 42 cars out there make 5 consecutive green flag laps to start a race?
I've seen it only a handful of times. I tell you, it takes a field with a lot of chemistry. I'm going to give props to these guys here tonight. They're racing side by side. I've seen a few doors rub, but we're not junking it just yet.
Absolutely, as we got the 8 car, the Dale Jr. throwback Kyle Ethier running in the 15th spot. Let's hop on the Hutchinson Motorsports TV right front suspension cam with the 8 car of Kyle Ethier.
I can report he is very sore after a hard practice crash. I went into the chat and talked to him after, and he was shook up. He's okay, but I don't understand how.
Absolutely, and you know, we were talking in the chat here on the Hutchinson Motorsports TV stream chat with the spotter of the 77, Mark Whitley, and he said he was his pick to win it. I believe that was Harpoon Designs, and he was not full of it. Another driver out of Wilmington, North Carolina. How about that, Christian? Oh, as the caution comes out here, let's see what happens. Looks like Logan Hamilton involved. Not sure what happened. Give me a moment, folks. There's so many cars. It is just tough to find out what's going on in these replays. Like the 12's involved here. Let's see what happened here with Montenegro. We'll have to rewind it the old school way here for a moment. Okay, that's like we got 2 separate wrecks here. So let's jump up to the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper cam. See if we can find out what happened. Look ahead of them. You're going to see the first wreck. There's a 4 wide right there. Like they're still rolling. Oh, he just gets turned. Like the blue car there, the 66 just turns the 97 as they were 4 wide. See a little better.
They're also
here.
Junking it a little bit ahead or on there. Like you said, 2 wrecks in 1.
Absolutely, Christian. Let our fans know what happens here with the 66 and 52.
The 66 just there minding his own business, and it looks like the 52 just comes down the track one time, and the 6 didn't like it. Turns up a little bit, and 66 ends up finishing him off. I don't think he intended to, but they both are going to be fighting from the back now.
Absolutely, Christian. I believe there are no faster beers here in the All-American Cup Series. Is that correct?
I can confirm. You brung what you brung. If you junk it, you're going to be thumbing home.
Absolutely, but your race leader, the 77, Mark Whitley, folks, we've got a bunch of requests so you can hear the Hutchinson Motorsports TV tunes. So we're going to take a short break, kick back and relax, listen to some tunes, and we'll be back here shortly for the California 200 here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. world's #1 streaming service. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Club Speedway for the California 200. What a good start to this race. Hard racing through the field. They were 4 wide there, accidentally got tangled up. That's going to happen when you're 4 wide, trying to push it 5 wide. And the pace car is in. Christian field is set. Take us green as Whitley and Carrington are going to be in the front row.
He gets a big start right there. That's the 77 of Mark Whitley. Coming down the front stretch for the first time since this restart, excuse me. Heading into turn 1. Phil kind of spaced out into a few different groups here. That ain't going to last long. This drafty track, they're going to get all bunched together as they're heading through 1 and 2 down the backstretch.
Boy, Mark Whitley looking like their car to beat here tonight. Christian, who was your pick? You took the 11 of Weeks, didn't you?
I took the 11 of Matthew Weeks, and as history's going to show, unfortunately, he's going to have a bad night somehow, some way. I hope he's going to win, but commentator's curse is going to get him here.
And, you know, bad news for Matthew Weeks. You know, Christian has a long history of his picks to win, doing terrible in these races. And it looks like Weeks is starting to fall back a little bit, but he's not out of it yet as he's cruising to the 6th spot right now, trying to get back in the top.
Better than it did here in practice. Yeah, it was slicker than a buttered biscuit out there before. I think it's kind of tightened up a little bit.
For sure, and folks, I got to show this 40 car every chance I get. I'm a big Sterling Marlin fan. When I was growing up, he was always my favorite. Good to see the Sterling Marlin throwback. Connor LaFrance out there in the 40, putting together another good run as he's cruising in the 11th spot right now. Christian, how about this? This 26 car of Lucas Strayer already up to 12th. He started all the way back. I'm trying to do the math here. He's gained 19 spots. He started in the 31st position, where he is at 12th.
Yeah, I was talking to his crew chief during practice, and he didn't, and just after qualifying, I mean, they said the car was tight, then loose, and tight again. So we've achieved the balance, they guess, but it turns out they did get something right in that 26 car.
Let's Elizabethtown native. Not sure where that is. Might be Elizabethtown, Kentucky. There's no telling. But nonetheless, all I know is he got that thing figured out. He's working through the field quickly. Now let's drop to the back a little bit, see what's going on. We got some damaged cars back here. 13, I believe, is damaged. We're not, yep, he's got major damage on the front. Folks, and if you're new here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last is a unique thing, folks. We don't count cars that are damaged. It's all about cars that are good to go, but they're just flat out slow. And right now, that looks like the 01 Lilith Peters out of Tampa, Florida, is slow and junk, running in the 39th spot.
Yeah, Spotter texted me. I've been texting back and forth when I said, we're on the right strategy until everyone else wasn't.
Actually, Christian, I got a little correction here. I think he's got some damage there on the front end, it's looking like. Well, I don't know, maybe a little bit. I don't know, maybe a little bit.
On the right side, these cars kind of look kind of flat. You know, they're made to turn to left.
And folks, how about, Christian Angel Rowdy has some damage in the back, I would guess. That 75 car, usually pretty fast. Right now, he's cruising in the 37th position out of Easy.
That's unfortunate. He'd be one to watch for the win if he didn't get caught up in that incident.
Boy, how about this? A new race leader, Chris Worrell in the 06 car taking the lead, but here comes your guy in the 11 trying to make a move. Weeks working himself, trying to take back the race lead.
Matthew Weeks, you are my hero. I am 0 for however many. I really need to get him to get a win here tonight so I can stop losing.
Absolutely. And Christian, take a moment, look through this field and tell me who your favorite car is. There's so many good paint schemes, it's hard to choose here. We'll give you a moment, let you pick.
Just give me just a moment as I flip through.
Yes, sir. As Christian does that, looks through the field. You know, my favorite, I've already talked about it once. It's going to be this 40 car, Connor LaFrance. As a Sterling Marlin fan, always going to be my pick as he's 3 wide, working himself up into the 8th position. Connor LaFrance out of Vermont, trying to get back up.
Let's go ahead and put the camera on the 45 car. He is running 30th position. That Bojangles car is making me hungry here tonight, folks.
How about that? That is one good-looking car. You need this. I don't think I've ever seen that paint scheme. Have you, Christian?
I'm not sure, but all I can say is it's bow time here.
Well, you know what? So let's hop on board with our 30th place car, Austin Bloom, in the 45 machine in the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit. Christian takes us around the track.
Heading down to 3 and 4, down the front stretch, head to the start finish line. He isn't really going nowhere as he gets loose. Has to save it off the corner. Thankfully, he saved it. He's doing great considering he's driving a dump truck with a spoiler on it out there tonight.
Absolutely. He's got that 31 right behind him, who was holding down the Hutchinson Motorsports Battle for Last earlier. So he might be struggling, but folks, these cars are certainly a handful. Me and Christian have had the chance to run them in some super speedway races, but unfortunately, I don't think we've been able to make it to one of these intermediate tracks.
Not really on intermediate track. I turned like 2 laps before the race got started. I didn't really do anything worth noting, but I can say that these cars... Oh, 93 goes down, saves it, gets the crash, off-roading. This is a replay, folks. Yep. Regains the track, almost hits somebody there, gets rolling. We're going to stay green.
Hey, let's see what happened there. See what got him loose to come off the track. Oh, yeah, looks like he just got turned. Let's hop up in the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper. We're still green, by the way, folks. Just showing this replay here, see what happened. Oh, looks like he just comes down, clears his nose. Nowhere to go. The 93 goes for a ride, able to keep it rolling, actually. This is the 38 as he falls.
Might remind him that Auto Club has groundskeepers. He don't need to be mowing the grass for them. They got it covered.
Same here as your race leader. Looks like Matthew Weeks taking back the race lead for you, Christian.
3 wide for second. They're racing hard. I hope we get down the front stretch without getting any incident. Heading down into turn 1. They get it straightened down. We got a car around the 18 of Josh Dillon. He's in 18th place right now. Goes around. We got another car. Looks like the 64. I could be mistaken. I'm in the blimp. But big wreck happening right here.
18 out of York, Pennsylvania is junk. He just towed it. His night's over. Let's see what happened. Oh, my. He just got flat out junk. Let's hop over here. Let's get a little better view. Let's try this one out. So we got the 18 car cruising around. Got the 07 in front of him. And the 00 right behind him. Oh, just a big check up there through the field. Tries to come down, and unfortunately there was a car there. And he smokes the ball. 18's done. 64 gets heavily involved as well.
I think that checkup started from when they were trying to sort out that 3 wide all the way up to the second row for second position, 3 wide. And it just went down through the field until it couldn't go anymore. That's when the bomb just exploded.
Yeah, just a big checkup through the field and then nowhere to go. So somebody comes down, unfortunately was not clear, just jumped it. So the caution is out for the second time of the night, folks. Your race leader, Matthew Weeks in the 11 car. How about that? A Denny Hamlin throwback. Denny Hamlin. He's the GOAT.
I was able to radio up the 18's crew chief. He said, well, the plan was to stay out of trouble. So much for that. We're done.
100%, folks. So you know what? We're going to hop back over, do some Hutchinson Motorsports TV tunes because we got the best tunes in the business. We'll be back here in a jiffy. Kick back and relax. Listen to the tunes. Like and subscribe to the page. Hutchinson Motorsports TV All-American Cup Series coming back next. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Auto Club Speedway for the California 200. What a good one so far. 42 cars registered for this race. Just a couple of small cautions here so far. Christian, how you feeling about this race so far?
I think this has been some of the best racing at Auto Club I've ever seen. I'm looking at Matthew Weeks. He's in third place right now. I'm still rooting for him to be the one to break my winless streak when it comes to picking your race winner tonight.
Boy, it's going to be interesting. I believe our front row both stayed out there, didn't pit. Not 100% on that, but they definitely at least didn't get tires or something. So keep an eye on your front row. They're going to be on old tires for sure, and this might get sketchy. Looks like the pace car is in. Field is set in front of a sold-out crowd in Fontana, California. We are ready to roll. Green flag in air. And a good jump there by the race leader in the 3, Justin Thompson. He's going to try to hold on, but here comes Weeks in that fast 11 cars. They're 3 wide to 31, dropping quickly on the old tires.
Seeing people swerve and weave from the bottom to the top. 4 wide in the middle of the pack back there. Getting it rolling down the backstretch. Nobody takes it out through the turn, we're going to keep green right now.
Here comes the field, and look at that. Motorsports TV cameras rumble as our cars drive by here at Auto Club Speedway.
Those cameras are in danger, but we don't care here. We rented them.
Absolutely, and you know, we actually do have cameramen right there up against the wall. They said we could install the cameras there. We said, no, we want a human being to be holding a camera right up against the catch fence.
I swear, throughout the entire field, I just saw 4 wide for about 4th or 5th. This is insane racing here. Bumping and banging through. We got a car bouncing off the wall. That was the 22 of Greg Martin. We're all rolling, folks, though. He's not scared of a little bumping and banging.
Yeah, Craig Martin in that 22 car. He is one of our few racers from Canada. Boy, that is one unique car. I wanted to call it ugly. I'm not sure if it's ugly. Maybe it is, though. What do you think, Christian?
Oh, we got some junk. The Bo Jacobs car, the 8 around, hard into the wall, goes to 93, and the 00 involved.
Oh.
His left front tire is gone. His race is over.
Oh, my. 8 car of Kyle Heath here. We showed him earlier, and he is junk here right now. Let's see what happened. Oh, the 45 just flat out junked him. Oh, and he goes for a ride almost, able to stay on all 4s. And then he slams into the 00. The 93 involved as well. My, oh, my.
00 thinking he saw that wreck happening in front of him. He says, thank God I was able to miss that. Oh, no. And he didn't miss it, obviously. He might be done for, too. 45 almost went over. 00 hard. Then he gets finished off by the 93. That car's in his Reese's Pieces moment.
Tried to bulldoze the 01 car tried to bulldoze through the field. I don't think that guy touched the brake and last. But nonetheless, these guys junked it. And folks, these cautions, I tell you what, they're going to happen. I mean, we got freaking 42 cars here at Auto Club Speedway. This is madness. We're used to seeing 20, 25 cars or so, but seeing 42 is just absolutely incredible.
They're making it work better than most leagues that I have seen.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, we've got a few yellows, but I mean, these, like, once again, it's just going to happen. You know, we've had hard racing through the entire field, but unfortunately, you know, we don't have any fast spears here, so we're going to start running out of cars if they keep getting collected. But your race leader, Thompson in the 3 car, looking good. Second place, Mark Whitley in that 77 car. Whitley is definitely the car to beat so far. Let's see if the Jawa.GG 77 machine can park this thing in victory lane.
Thompson pitting from the lead there, or second place there, I believe.
Yeah, Thompson
Yeah,
didn't
from
pit
the lead.
last time. He's going to have to come down now, and I think that strategy is going to backfire. He probably wanted a little bit of a longer run. I believe, Christian, the fuel run in these cars, somebody say, what, 26 laps or so? Is that correct?
I do believe so. I'm going to check over here on our production notes. 28 to 30 laps on fuel. They're running 75% of the fuel cells, so they only got 17 gallons to work with. 28 to 30 laps. That's your question, Blake.
Absolutely. Christian, you got any other facts for our fans at home as we're under yellow here for the 3rd time at Auto Club Speedway?
All I can say is Justin Thompson, you know, we just mentioned him pitting. He was your defending winner. He is your defending winner of this race. He won it last year, folks. Of course, that was in a different car, different ARCA car.
100%. And let's see, I'm looking through the field here. Who can we pull in here for a quick little interview? Here's one. Let's get him in here. We're going to be talking with the 9 car, Casey Carrington. Let's get him up here. Casey, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, looks like you're holding on to a top 10 spot right now. How's the car feeling out there?
Well, you know, if I could get some clean air and not get, hold on one second.
Yeah, we're catching
All
this
right,
live. Casey's working through the field, but go ahead, Casey.
I was just, yeah, if I could not get pinched on the bottom and lose 10 spots in a lap, it would be nice. The draft is so strong that it's hard to, yeah, I mean, like I said, you really just got to be on the outside and work that draft train, and we've been going 3, 4 wide on the straightaways, and it's sketchy.
100%. Now, comparing these cars to the next-gen cars, how different is this place to race?
I mean, you know, you're going almost 210 going into the corners when you're in the draft, so that changes it. These things require a good bit of brake in the corner just to make the corner, so you really it's just more input. I mean, you just got to work harder.
100%. Christian, you got anything for Casey before we send him back down there to his team?
The only thing I could ask is, during practice, I saw a lot of people getting loose out at the corner, especially out of 2. Has this track tightened up as the day has went on?
Yeah, you know, it's a lot cloudier now, and the track temp's about 15 degrees cooler, so that's probably part of the reason why we're so packed up here on these runs. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping the sun will come out, to be honest.
100%. Well, Casey, we appreciate the info, and hey, no pressure, but you were my pick to win it, so you need to get it done out there tonight.
Yeah, I need to stay on the outside here on these restarts if that's going to happen.
All right, well, best of luck, Casey. We're going to send you back down.
All right, thanks, guys.
There's Casey Carrington in the number 9 car. Right now, he's cruising in the 10th position, getting ready for this restart.
Coming down the back stretch, getting those tires warmed up. I say that they make a fool of it. No one is trying to warm the tires up. They don't think they need warm tires, apparently.
No, it just doesn't matter. They're ready to go. They want to keep them cool, actually, now that they think about it. But the front row is going to be the 77 of Whitley, your race leader. The 11 of Weeks on his inside here for our 4th restart of the night.
Heading now at a 4. Coming down the front stretch, the pace car turns away. Blake, take it away.
All right, field is set here in front of a sold-out crowd. Fontana, California, green flag in the air. Mark Whitley with a big jump there, trying to hold off the 11 of Weeks with the 17 right behind him.
Our race leader brushed the wall there. He chose to go on that top side, which seems to be liking to the field here lately. We just heard it from Jason saying he wants to stay on the top side as everyone races down the backstretch.
100%. You know, you're going to really see the top side come out this season as we're in these Gen 4 cars. We got a lot more horsepower and speed, so the high side is going to be working at a lot more tracks than we're used to seeing in the next Gen car.
Did you see the shove that the 06 gave the 11 down that stretch there? It was insane. It gave him such a run. It puts him all the way up to 2nd place as he's trying to get the draft from our race leader.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, North Carolina putting on a show here tonight. James Silvers there in the 17th car out of Waynesville, North Carolina. Christian, how far are you from Waynesville?
I have no idea. I am 45 minutes from Wilmington, or not even 45, about 35 minutes from Wilmington, as you've seen that a time or two on the screen, but I don't know Waynesville.
All right, well, in the meanwhile, we got Matthew Weeks out of Nicholasville, Kentucky. I believe that's probably on the north side of the state. I'm not 100% though. But the 11 looking good here, trying to go to work there on the 77. As we got one into the wall here, tangled up, we got a wreck. Oh, they're able to save it.
And they keep it rolling barely.
This green car here, trying to find out who that is. That's Stephen Miles out of Louisiana. I think he kind of got stuck there into the wall on the one car. Let's hop up. We're still green, by the way.
I have never seen a better chopper cam in the business at all. I've never seen a better chopper.
Honestly, it takes my breath. It looks like he just gets into the wall there. He's a little off pace. The 2 just doors it. Says, get the hell out of the way, slug. And then Stephen Miles is going to lose.
Anyway, we're heading down the front stretch. Still green. Mark Whitley making himself a good, steady lead right now. Weeks on the high side. Going to be trying to get a run down the backstretch. Doesn't look like he has any drafting up behind him. As that Sterling Marlin car pulls up and tries to do the job. Cal Ether going down pit road. That car is just destroyed, folks.
He honestly just needs to park it. You know, I know you want to stay out there, collect some points, but your mental health is important. When you're out there putting around the track in slow jump, it is just no fun.
Yep, you know, it's a long race. Unless you wreck early, then it's just a long day.
I tell you what, Christian, you've been there before. I believe just this last Monday you were in a race when you were out pretty early on.
Absolutely, we were racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and don't you even think I'm going to call it something else. It's Atlanta Motor Speedway. To me, as the 17 car, James Silver goes around.
Boy, we saw that.
Keeps it off the wall.
James
Oh, no,
Silver.
he doesn't. No, barely keeps it off the wall.
Yeah, he is junk here. We saw that live here on the stream. I tell you what, that's Motorsports TV. It's like we got a sixth sense. Let's see what happened there. It's like the 06 just kind of runs through him and dumps it. Says, get out of the way, loser. I'm going to the front.
He had a slight wobble. The 06 didn't care. He's all gas. No brakes with it. You know what I mean?
The Suffolk Virginian Chris Worrell says, you might be loose, but I ain't slowing down. I'm going to finish the job flat out. Junkston And the 06 Aurora L running for it right now. Mark Whitley, still your race leader, folks. We got some more Hudson Motorsports tunes to show you, but before we do that, be sure to check out on our page here. You're going to see a flyer for the Miata Melee event coming up here July 8th. All the info's on the flyer. Join our Discord today to enter this event. It is going to be a great time as we head to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV third break of the night. We'll be back here in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Auto Club Speedway, just about ready to restart. Front row going to be Weeks in La France.
Saw Weeks. He was about to pit. Made the field think he was going to pit. Then he jerked it to the right at the last second, barely missing that commitment cone. Heading down the backstretch as your race leader. He's got control coming to this restart.
Hey, we know pitting's going to be important here, mainly because of fuel. We've done some reporting, or we heard some reporting that tire fall off here is not too much. Is that right, Christian?
That's right. We got Brantley Roden in the chat. He's actually spotting for the 77 car tonight, I do believe. I could be wrong, so correct me if I am, but he told us that the tires after a run were the low 90s, so either his driver's really good at managing or it's just none to be existent.
100% as the field is set. Green flag in the air. Matthew Weeks with a good jump out of Nicholasville, Kentucky. Going to hold on to the race lead heading into turns 1 and 2.
I hope our fans are enjoying the green flag graphics. They are the best in the business as we round turn 1 and 2, about to head down the backstretch.
Well, I tell you what, every time I see those graphics, it gives me goosebumps. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, best graphics in the business, the best tunes, and the best streaming. We got it all.
late pulling all-nighters to get this graphics package worked out. I pulled all-nighters in the music studio. Oh, we got
77 into the
runs
wall.
rolling.
Yeah, 77 into the
Whitley.
wall there. He's one of our favorites here tonight. Hopefully that car's okay as he basically rode the wall the whole corner. Hopefully everything is good to go for Mark Whitley.
Unfortunate. You know, that's a long drive from Wilmington, North Carolina, all the way across the country to Fontana just to destroy the car. So hopefully he's able to salvage his finish. He just hit before this caution, so he's good on strategy.
Hopefully it looks a little banged up there on the right side. Hopefully it'll be good to go. Let's check out our drone cam. Christian Taylor right now driving a drone around the track. Let's see where he's at.
Right here, I'm following the Mark Whitley here.
Well, hey, Christian, actually, you know, there's actually a second drone out there. Let's go to the one in front of the car. Hang on.
This thing is kind of hard to control. I'm trying to drive as fast as I can backwards. I don't have any visual behind me.
Oh, man, that must be tough. Christian Taylor trying to pull double duty. Driving a drone backwards right now, folks. Looks like the 77 is in the way right now. Man, Mark Whitley has a long night ahead of him as he was one of our favorites to win it right now. He's looking like a jump. All right, Christian, looking like the 64 car Michael Mullins just put down his fast lap of the session at 39.3. I believe that's quick time for the entire session. 39.3 over Michael Mullins.
And confirm it is, and I could say that the 77 car spotted Brantley Roden in the chat. He just said, we're good. Don't worry about them. They know what they're doing, okay? Just don't worry about them.
All right, well, hopefully he's good to go. Let's find out that 77. We're keeping an eye on him. We know he's one of the fastest cars out there trying to navigate himself through the field. Mark Whitley right now out of Wilmington, North Carolina. We got another one out of Wilmington here. Nick Gowan in the 31 car. Cruising just a couple spots ahead. I think they know each other, Christian.
I don't know. I mean, Wilmington is a pretty decent town. I mean, a decent-sized town. It's kind of exploded over the past 10 years. Caution is out on the track. I don't... So we got... Oh, the three of Justin Thompson around.
Yeah, he just got flat out dumped. The Fairmont, Georgia native Justin Thompson. He was leading this race earlier on a pit strategy, and then he just gets dumped. Let's see a better replay here. Go over to the
reminding the viewers, as we watch this replay, reminding the viewers at home, he is your defending champion. He won this last year.
Slow replay. Well, I don't know if he got dumped or if he comes down. Let's check it out. Let's go to Hutchinson Motorsports TV slow cam. Christian, what are you seeing?
So the three, minding his own business, it looks like he's just gonna keep it straight, going up the track slightly. The 9 car just keeps coming up. We saw it here in slow motion. Cameras don't lie. The 9 car kept coming up the track, took Justin Thompson around and said, "You're not winning this year, buddy."
Flat out dumped him. Now, I'm not sure who that was because the 9 is actually Carrington, and we know that wasn't Carrington. Carrington didn't go car. So Christian's going to have to do some reporting trying to find out who our other 9 car is. Maybe it's a 6. It's facing the wrong way. Who knows?
I'm trying to figure this out.
There's no 6 in the field either, so there's no telling. He's got the wrong number on his car. We'll find out eventually. Christian will dig into it, but right now it looks like...
that is the... Looks like the 09. No, there ain't no 09 either.
Yeah, there's no telling. Christian's going to keep looking through the field. He'll go car by car. In the meantime, we're going to check out our race leaders here, see what's going on. Matthew Weeks going to stay out there. Most of the field coming down pit road. Boy, not a good sign there for the 11 of Weeks. That is not what you want to see when you're the race leader, Christian. Looking in your rear view mirror and basically the entire field heading down pit road. You're going to be a sitting duck.
I think he knows what he's doing, especially if tire fall off is not what the car's drivers have been saying it is. So I'm stumbling over my words. I can report that it is the 09 of Ken Robett that spun Justin Thompson.
Here he is. Let's take a look at this 09 car who just jumped Thompson, last year's winner. Getting the fresh tires here in Hutchinson Motorsports, left front cam. Got a small O, so technically he's in the right number, but I'm not a fan of that. You know, you got a really tiny O. We really can't tell what you know. But nonetheless, Ken and Robnet trying to get that damage.
Wouldn't think he'd have too much damage unless there was another incident that we missed. But anyway, our race leader's still out. Mark Whitley, 77 car. He's up to the front now. So he's kind of flipped this pit cycle. We're going to see how this is going to play out for him.
Yeah, definitely a good call. He might have been a gas and go. I'm pretty sure he did come down pit road. Let's do a little rewind action here. Try to find out, or maybe he stayed out. No, he stayed out.
It does appear he stayed out. So he's just trying to flip the strategy. This might be able to put him on with everybody else. He's going to have to pit a few more times. We're only on lap 43. But if the caution comes out in the right time, he could be right back on pace where he needs to be. Or maybe he's playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers and has something else up his sleeve.
Well, we do know Whitley did go down pit road that last caution. He was one of the few that did. The cars in front of him did not. So he's kind of in a good spot right now as he's sitting in the 4th position. He's got fairly fresh tires.
Probably one of the best on saving tires so far tonight in the field, too.
We check out the pit strategy board. You see Whitley there pitted just 9 laps ago. On our front row, Weeks and McCorkle 23 laps ago, as well as Rogers in the 3rd spot. Now, where's that important is it's mainly in fuel. You know, these guys, they can go 28 laps or so in green flag. You know, a lot of these have been under caution. So I'd say these guys probably got about 15 laps or so left in the tank.
Kind of rolling the dice there. I mean, you're risking there. At any point, we could just go green the rest of the race. You never know when that moment's coming, if it is. But if it does, you know, they're going to have to pit real soon compared to the rest of the field.
100% here. Jesse Becker in the chat said something about All-American Cup Series. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but nonetheless, we are ready to roll here. Front row going to be Weeks on the inside, and then the 2 car of McCorkle on the outside. Oh, I know what he's talking about.
As the pace car is off, Matthew Weeks leading it to the green.
Ready to roll. Green flag in the air. Christian take us around as Weeks jumps out front in the race lead.
Weeks gets that big jump, head down the front stretch into turn 1. Field is trying to get sorted out. They are still side by side, heading down 3 wide, a few places in the field. Matthew Weeks trying to get that check out. Of course, the traffic's going to be caught up real soon as we head down the backstretch.
We're on board here with Mark Whitley trying to work himself up into the 2nd spot as he's flipped the script here, and he's back up front here in that 77 car.
His tires are much fresher than all these race leaders.
And we got the 22 Craig Martin here trying to work through the field. We got that Canadian 22 machine out front. We got some chatter on the radio. Some unhappy drivers claiming they weren't there. Christian, have you heard anything on the radio tonight?
Just a thing or two. Been having some radio issues with my scanner here. I've changed the batteries a few times, but nonetheless, you know, it's an unwritten iRacing rule. If someone comes up the track and bumps into you a little bit, it is your duty, your obligation to tell them that they were not clear.
100% as we're watching them ripping around the speedway, people getting into the wall. Folks, these cars are a handful as we're in the old school Gen 4 Cup cars here at Auto Club Speedway for the California 200.
You know, this is a very historical track. Just imagine the sights and the sound. You know, pretend this isn't a simulation and this was real life back here in early 2000s. Imagine how this race would have played out.
100%. It looks like we got a new race leader. Whitley in the 77, taking back the race lead after falling to the back on a pit cycle. Here he is out front.
Matthew Weeks not falling back, though. He's staying with them, driving that FedEx Express number 11. He's already got the shipping label created for that trophy he's going to win here tonight.
He's going to be shipping it home if he wins it. Meanwhile, Casey Carrington right now struggling in dirty air, sitting in the 15th position after starting in 5th. He is falling all the way back to 15th.
not the place to be. That's right there in the twilight zone of innocence that could happen right in front of you. Car landing in your lap, possibly.
Yeah, somebody gets in the wall or something, nowhere to go when you're right there in the middle of everything. As they're 3 wide in front of them, as a 40 car slides up the track.
That Rain X coating he's got on his car is not going to repel cars if they're flying around him.
Yes, sir. Then we got the 1 car of Miles right there behind them. These guys racing hard as they're going 3, almost 4 wide heading into the corner. Almost gets into the 92, able to keep it down low.
92 doing the best he can. Stay clean.
Now let's jump up to our eyes in the sky. Look at that. It is zoomed in here tonight.
You know, it just takes my breath away every time I look at the shots that this blimp takes.
Honestly, you know, Christian, last night just out of nowhere, there's a Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp that you pop up, and I just kind of got teary-eyed. It just warms up my heart when I see the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp, the best view in the business. So we jump back out front right now. Our new race leader, how about it? The 17 out of Waynesville, North Carolina. Christian, you've done some research. Tell us a little bit about Waynesville.
So that is all out on the west of western North Carolina, in the Key section, up in the mountains. So, you know, he knows how to survive on the land. He knows how to survive on the racetrack. Out there, living almost in the middle of nowhere, as he's got loose off the turn and he's just getting railroaded on the high side.
100%. You know, that high line we heard from Casey earlier seems to be the dominant lane. Looks like he's trying to get this thing rolling on the bottom, trying to hold off some of these guys. Let's pull up our pit strategy board. See how these guys are looking on tires and fuel as a 17 throws a slide job up the track.
We are side by side for the race lead. Take a look at that pit strategy board. Oh, we got a battle for the lead. 5 cars. You could throw a blanket over them as they head to turn 1 and 2. 3 wide for second place.
Worrell making the bottom work. Here it comes. Slide job. Chris Worrell, new race leader out front. Boy, those fresh tires paying off here, Christian. 9 laps ago, he pit on that last caution, and it looks like it's worked out. He's worked himself all the way up through the field, getting around quickly there.
A little comment with Weeks and all them staying true. Obviously, the tires not too big of an advantage.
Look out, these guys getting tangled up there. Almost had a bad wreck as we're not out of the clear yet. Everybody bunching up quickly there. One on the outside looked like it was the 26. No, it's a 67 actually, where they got a little tangled up there. We got some yelling on the radio. Christian, are you hearing anything?
Yeah, Matthew Weeks, very unpleasant. 17 of James has apologized. Oh, we got going around.
Flag is out.
Caution is out. 64 to 91. 44 dodging. 89 though. He's getting it straightened away. Nope, he's just doing donuts like he won the race out there. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Looks like 91 big junk as well as the 89. Let's find out what happened here in the Hutchinson Motorsports replay cam. Best replays in the business, folks. Oh, looks like, 64 just gets stuffed up into the wall. The 91 smokes the car in front of him. And the 40, whatever that is, almost junks the orange car in front of him. People are happy. Christian paying attention here to the radio. Let's watch this replay one more time, as Christian will update us on what's going on in the radio.
64 says he feels like he was put into the wall. Let's get a closer camera on a 64 and see what happened.
All right, give me a moment. There's so many cars out here trying to find a 64 here. He is nowhere to be found. There is no 64. Here it is. So let's go over. We're in the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper. Keep our eyes open here. The 64 Mullins gets stuck to the wall. Yes,
he
sir.
He got stuffed as he goes for a ride.
Yeah,
They're talking
61.
about how the Gen 4 car is just not performing well. They said they've ruined Gen 4 here. I can't confirm that, but I can confirm he got stuffed into the wall.
Absolutely. The 64 is now got some serious damage. He's going to try to get that thing fixed up and rolling. As we go back live, our race leader right now looks to be the 16 of Heller, as I believe some people are coming down pit road.
Matthew Weeks, our pole winner, getting service there in the first pit stall. The 06 car gonna beat him off pit road, but there's no need to hurry now. He's made his bed. He's gonna sleep in it. Hopefully the strategy's gonna play out for him.
I don't know. He's not out of it, but he's not looking too good right now. Hopefully he can get it figured out, get that car back up. So we got 50.
Tell you.
We're on lap 55 here. We got 45 to go. These guys are gonna have to pit one more time. You know, they need to at least go about 10 green flag laps or so. Then they can fill up, and they'll be good to go the rest of the way.
Give me 1 second. I'm just listening to the radio so I can let the fans know.
In the chat, we got Hooligan something gaming says the 31 gonna win. I don't know about that. Goin was running for the Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last earlier, but right now he's in the 9th spot. But not sure how that pit strategy is looking for him. Let's pull up our Hutchinson Motorsports TV pit strategy board, best pit strategy board in the business. So we got the 31 of Gowan right now. He's on the same cycle as the car in front of him, so he's running a solid top 10. But he's going to have some fast guys in the back on those fresh tires.
We can report the entire front half of the field all on the same strategy. That's the first time I've seen that since we started pitting here tonight. They're all got the same tires, the same fuel. You know, with 45 to go, we're looking at about 1, maybe 2 more stops, depending on how we're gonna if we stay green.
The guys out front, I think their strategy is gonna be they're gonna try to make the fuel tank go at least to about 30 laps to go, so they can make it on 1 more stop. So I think their plan is to stay out there here for about 14 more laps or so, whatever it takes. See if they can come down pit road 1 last time, and then be good to go the rest of it.
If you're going to do that, you're going to want to let the car by you. I don't think if you're up front, you're fighting all that air. I don't think that's going to be the best strategy. You want to be behind somebody, using them as a windbreaker to try to save that fuel.
Yeah, it definitely would help with fuel saving, but I don't know. Here, you know, the draft is important, but it's not like we're at Daytona or Talladega. I'd probably want that clean air out front, because I don't think they're pinching laps here for fuel. They're just kind of waiting in here. We're going to see how this plays out. As the field is set, our front row is going to be Heller in the 16 and Miles.
Interested to see how Heller takes the restart here. He's going to go early in the zone, try to get a good run like we've seen Matthew do many times tonight. But we're going around turn 4. You're going to see that pace car turn down the long pit road. Blake, take it away.
All right, our field is set. Front row, Heller, Miles, we're in a row. Auto Club Speedway in front of a sold-out crowd. Green flag in the air. And a good jump there. Heller in the 16 car, gonna jump out front, heading into turns 1 and 2.
Heller almost in a different area code as he rounds the turn. We got 4 wide action in the back of the pack on to 41. They're going to exit the turn, getting it settled out a little bit. Still 3 wide. They're going to keep rolling. Look at that shot. Cars headed right to us as they rumble down into turns 3 and 4.
Boy, I tell you what, we didn't pay that kid very much to hold the cameras in that spot. And we got another one right here, holding right up against the wall. Not safe at all. But, folks, we're hiring kids here, so it's fine.
He had to, put his arm up to block the sparks that were flying against the wall there. These cars are rubbing the side of that car. There ain't gonna be any sheet metal left on the right side of them.
Yes, sir. We look for the field. Big Gowan right now running in the 10th spot. Let's see if we can get that thing out front. A big shout out. He's got a Robbie Gordon throwback in that 31 singular wireless car. Robbie Gordon was definitely always one of my favorites. I picked to win it. Casey Carrington working back up through the field. Almost getting stuffed there by the 3, trying to keep it rolling as he's running on the top side.
Taking lap 59, 42. Oh, big wreck! Oh my God, half the field is jumped. This is the big one, folks. This is the one we were treading all night. Multiple cars involved. The 09 I see the 64 involved. Looks like the 8, maybe.
Okay, well,
The
here,
22 with damage.
We'll go back here and check it out, but Chris Worrell, he was one of our race leaders. That is the risk when you come down pit road when others are staying out there. These guys going on a different pit cycle, going from the race lead to the back, and unfortunately, they get caught up in somebody else's mess. Let's see what happens. Oh my, the 06 just gets jumped. That looked intentional, Christian. What'd you think?
Oh, the 64 going airborne. I got to see the replay there. I saw him just turn right, it looks like. I don't know if he got loose or just wanted to give Worrell a ride. But the 64, you know, we watched him go airborne. The shocks on that car are destroyed.
Yes, sir. So let's hop on board here with the 64 car. Michael Mullins. He sees a big pile up in front of him. Nowhere to go. Goes low. Thinks he's clear. He ain't. Goes airborne. Jump. What a landing there. 10 out of 10. Michael Mullins in the 64 car. He's going to be junked. But what a sweet maneuver.
He jumped that car Dukes of Hazzard style, but unfortunately, unlike the Dukes of Hazzard boys that drive off into the sunset, that car, ladies and gentlemen, is junk.
Oh, my. Here it is, folks. Let's play it slow motion. Right here, keep an eye on the 64 car. Nowhere to go. The 06 turned around. He tries to swerve. Nope. Hits the jump. Looks like we're at the Wild West shootout track. Lands it perfectly, even though he's junk. What a sick move. He's going to sell some T-shirts tonight, Christian.
Yep. I'm getting word from our merch booth right now. They are being pressed and printed as we speak.
Boy, that's really going to change things up. A lot of our former race leaders running up front involved heavily in that wreck. The 17's got some major damage. The 06 has to be toast, and others as well. Christian, who else did you see in that wreck that was running up front?
It's just too many to count. I really don't have a full listing on who all was involved. You know, Bump and Run Jesse Becker on vacation tonight. He would have the list ready. I know he would.
Yeah, well, here, looking through my logs here, we see Montenegro, he was crashed. Again, don't know how much. Ken Robnett involved as well. About all I'm seeing. Austin Bloom looks like he went off the track, as well as some others. So a big pile up there in the back, folks, as the caution is out here on lap number 61. These guys pitting, I still don't think they're going to be able to make it on fuel. Even, I don't know, maybe if they get another yellow, it'll be close. As of right now, there's no way the guys that just pit will be good on fuel.
We're 7 cautions in, Blake. I just think we're going to continue on this trend. You know, as the race goes on, people are going to get racier. They're wanting to park it right there in the infield in victory lane. They're going to have to take some risks. Christopher Heller Jr. in a good place from Ohio, but he's going to have to hold on to it.
Yeah, and then in the chat, getting word, looks like the 77 is toast as well. He was one of our favorites all night long. Brantley Roden giving us words. He is the spotter for the 77, and he is junk here at Auto Club.
How unfortunate. Man.
Boy, just heartbreaking night. We thought the 77 was going to get it done tonight. He's got major damage. Look at that car. Barely able to roll right now. So meanwhile, out front, Christopher Heller in the 16. He's going to look, wow, he was our race leader, right? I believe he just chose the bottom. That might be the first time we've seen that here in a while.
We've saw it a time or two. I think it just depends on the driving style. You know, some drivers are better than not at ripping the Larson line, as people like to call it, up there around the top of the track. You got to be careful. That's a good way to get some tire damage. Cars scraping down the side of the wall. So it might be better for the driver if they're just not used to it.
Well, Christian, here lately to me, it seems like the Larson line is the line that you stuff it into the wall and then you drive down pit road and take a hard left into the garage area.
Oh, Blake, they're going to run you out of this track if you keep talking like that.
Yeah, we know Kyle Larson, really popular here in California. I believe he's from California. Is that right, Christian?
I can confirm. I do believe so.
Yeah, but it looks like the field is set. Pace car going to be heading in, getting out of the way. Once again, it's going to be Heller and Miles on your front row. And keep an eye. How about the 67? Kelly Jr. here running a solid third position. with, I believe, the 3 car there. Christian, what do you know about the 3 car Thompson? Hang on, we'll get back to yours. We'll get back to this here shortly as the pace car's in. Field is set in front of a sold-out crowd. Christian, take us green.
Green flag.
We are green as Christopher Heller gets the jump. You were talking about that 3 car, Justin Thompson. You know, he got spun earlier. We got a car in the infield. Looks like we're going to stay green. But anyway, Justin Thompson was spun earlier, fought his way all the way back up to 4th. He is not your defending race winner for nothing out here on it.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, you know you're a good driver. Look at all them damn sponsors there in the Hudson Motorsports driver info box. If you got that many sponsors, you definitely got some talent. Thompson trying to bring home the win here tonight at on Club Speedway.
If you have a replay, let's go watch the 22's restart, Blake.
22, where's he running at here?
He is running in the 28th position currently. Yep, let's watch his restart. Go ahead, back it on up from there. He gets turned around hard.
Yeah, just a big checkup through the field. Let's check out. We're still green, by the way, but let's see the restart here. Most of the cars on the inside line. It's like a big checkup. You know, it's kind of just an accordion effect. Everybody jumps up. He brakes, just gets smoked, turned straight into the infield.
The 06 car just picked his rear tires up. He had nothing to do. I'm shocked the caution didn't come out, but it didn't because he was off the track in the grass. Unfortunate for him tonight.
Absolutely. We saw the 8 car was involved in a heavy wreck earlier, as well as the 17 was involved in that last wreck. So a lot of these guys back here running with junk race cars. But we jump back out front. New race leader. We were just talking about him. What'd you say, Christian? Last year's champion here, right?
That's right. He won it last time that the All-American Cup Series came to Auto Club.
Comes a 25 of Barkuski trying to make a move here. What do you know about that 25 car, Christian? As a 31 almost jumps the car behind him.
Yeah, they kind of, he's been laying low this race, I'd say. I will say a pair of beautiful cars right there, representing America.
Absolutely.
You know, they said
USA.
They made some changes to that car after that last pit stop. They don't think they made it worse, but they also don't know what they even did. So we're going to see if it paid off.
Absolutely. And out front, new race leader here. Miles taking over the race lead. We haven't heard much of this guy. Do you know anything about the 1 car, Stephen Miles, Christian?
We've seen him a time or two. I was talking to his spotter just before the race. They told him to save tires, but it looks like he heard, drive it like you stole it.
Yes, sir, making a move as he's on the unpreferred line on the bottom, trying to hold off that 3 car, but the 3 of Thompson going too fast right now on that outside line as we got the battle for the race lead continuing in the turn.
You know, that Thompson, the Justin Thompson car tonight chose to win this race. I'm going to say it. You know, I picked him from the beginning, Blake.
100% in the chat. Timmy Vision saying they made this a glorified plate race with the draft being so important. We're going to see how that plays out. So the draft appears to be important. Let's see if that continues throughout the end of this race. Oh, look out!
Oh, the 66 saves it.
Boy,
31. He better be sitting 31 of thank you card for checking up there. 66 got wild loose.
I don't know. It kind of looked to me like the 31 almost junked him, but let's see here. Let's hop over the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper cam. Best shopper in business. Here's the 31 car. Oh, 66 gets into the wall. Yeah, you're right, Christian. 31 major checkup. Able to save the 66.
He needs to send him a Christmas card. I mean, he just saved his entire race there. Justin Thomas, your race leader, battling with the 1 of Miles, side by side. That 40 of LaFrance, the Sterling Marlin fan, looking to put his nose in this battle, as we might have a 3-wide note, not just yet. He's waking his way, looking for a push. Gives that 3-car nudge as they head into turn 1.
Boy, we saw right there how important the draft is down the straightaway. Oh, and caution is out. Let's see what happened here in the Hudson Motorsports Clint. Checking, looks like Ryan Kelly just jumped it. He restarted 3rd this last. Oh, my.
Oh, no. Big shakeup into this race. Good thing that I didn't pick that 11 car to win. I picked Justin Thompson to win.
I don't remember hearing that. The 11 car, the curse continues. Christian Taylor continues to cost people's races. to get ruined by picking them before the race. Matthew Weeks is junk. Let's see a better replay, find out what happened.
You know, you make your own rules with this picking the car winner game. I'm just going to say it from the beginning. Justin Thompson in the 3. I don't know what you're talking about. I never picked the 11 car to win this race.
Well, I don't remember that. Let us know in the chat if you guys remember otherwise. But nonetheless, Justin Thompson, our race leader right now, with the caution out. Don't count out that 40 car, LaFrance. You know, he was kind of running around 10th or so most of the night, and here he is out front. And Carrington, my pick to win it earlier, has moved himself back up into the top 5 here. Now, we know if these guys come down pit road, they're going to be good on fuel. I think you're going to see... Well, they haven't picked yet, have they? Yeah, they have.
No. You're right there on the window. If we go green, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you know, let's rewind this a bit here. I feel like most of the field probably would have pit here. I'm going to confirm. Hang on here, folks. Maybe they haven't pit yet. I don't know. Who knows?
No, they're going down pit road right now live as we speak.
Boy,
Most of the field.
That's a bad move. That's a bad move here. 2 of our race leaders, LaFrance and Thompson, staying out there. I don't like that one bit. These guys are going to have to pit later. They're going to have to come back to the back of the field now.
Hey, just roll the dice. We've had a caution fest so far. It might just go your way, but, you know, it's just going to... Time will tell.
I don't know, Christian. I'm ready to fire some crew chiefs here. Thompson and LaFrance. No clue what they're thinking here, folks. These guys down pit road, they're going to be good on fuel. They're done for. They don't have to come down pit road ever again tonight. But our race leaders here, the top 2 definitely are going to have to come down pit road, as they got 28 laps out there on these gas tanks.
I got, you want to talk to Justin Thomas and see what he's thinking?
Yeah, go ahead and pull in Thompson. Let's see what he's thinking out there. I'm not sure I like this one.
Here he comes. Justin, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, buddy, what's up?
Hey, so we just saw you stay out. Are you confident with this strategy as we go?
I'm just trying to do something different than everybody else that's been up here the whole race.
I understand that. Blake, you got anything for Justin Thompson here?
Yeah, no, we were just wondering what you were thinking out there, staying out. Hopefully this works out for you. It's going to be tough once you have to head down pit road. You're going to have to come through some traffic here later on. But you're looking good so far. How's the car feeling?
It feels okay. I mean, it's a little tight. Not crazy about, you know, we're not able to get spread out. So that's bothersome for me.
Yeah, for sure. You know, once again, you're looking good so far. I believe you won this race last season, you know, so that's got to feel good to have some experience here to park this thing in victory lane last year.
It does. It's just, you know, with this new package on the cars, it's a good bit different. And, you know, it seems like people are driving over their heads because, you know, we're all bunched up together. And we're not able to get the tires burned up enough to get us any sort of separation right now. So,
all right. Well, hey, good to hear. We wish you the best of luck, Christian. You got anything for him before you send him back down to his team?
You know, I'm picking you to win. Don't let me down, Justin. I appreciate it. You were in Cornerstone Motorsports. That's correct?
yes,
All righty, sending you back down. Thank you, Justin.
yes, sir.
Well, there's our race leader, Justin Thompson. He's going to try to work this different strategy. He said he wanted to try something different. Let's see if it works out, as he's got Connor LaFrance right there beside him on this restart. Christian, how you feeling about this strategy, Justin? I'm not too sure.
I'm not going to criticize the man. He's won here before. He said he's doing something different. We're going to see if different is the card you should be playing right now.
Yeah, you never know. You know, we might get a late caution. Maybe his fresh tires when he pits later on are going to pay out. So there's no telling what will happen. You know, me and Jesse, we were in a race earlier this year, and we were just flat wrong on the strategy. So, you know, there is once in a blue moon, we're wrong up here. Maybe that's one of them as a pace car is in. Feel this set. Thompson, LaFrance, front row. We are rolling an auto club. Take us into turn 1.
Justin Thompson getting it underway. They are 3 wide for third. Justin Thompson don't care. He's going to sell it into turn 1. 17 of James Silver's trying to reel him in. He's doing it ever so slightly, going down the turn, down the backstretch. He's using that trap, catching our race leader of Justin Thompson. Oh, man, we got people sped all the way out. Look at that shot. They're coming to us down into turn 3. Look at all those cars with the bumpers gone.
Yeah, and Carrington's falling all the way back to 10th here since the restart, trying to get that car rolling as we see him in the yellow Rain X car running 10th on the top side.
That second pack is not looking like a group of race cars. It's more looking like a group of junkers. That's the mini stock group back there, folks.
100%. And you heard Thompson say these guys are driving over their head, and some of them might be, folks. They are racing hard. It is a hornet's nest right now as Thompson's starting to pull away just a little bit from the field.
He is gonna go as hard as he can. We know he does not have the fuel to make it to the end. The rest of these cars just might. But however, 15 car getting into the wall there. Saves it, continues rolling. We unstayed green, but Justin Thomas, he's going as fast as he can. Try to get away. 3 wide action all the way through the field. Right there with that 31.
Thought I just heard a motor blow. Not sure what I just heard on my screen, but nonetheless, we're still rolling. We're green as Thompson's your race leader. LaFrance trying to reel him in. And how about the 17 car? He was involved in a wreck not too long ago. Here he is running 3rd. James Silver.
I've seen, a few of these guys when they wreck their jump, but then there's the other handful. They've been able to save their nights after some unfortunate events. When there's a race with so much carnage and so much cautions, you're able to save it. And if you get some misfortune earlier in the night, you're able to salvage that run.
Absolutely, as they're 4 wide now, rolling for the 5th position. The 96 thinking about making it 5 wide. 26, sorry.
This is some great racing. I know the drivers don't seem to be liking this package, but it sure is putting on a show here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best streaming service in the business. If you have anything else, what are you even doing? Unsubscribe. All you need is Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Absolutely good point, Christian. If you're new here, you're going to get used to hearing this, but folks, quit wasting your money on junk streaming services. You don't need them anymore, folks. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. You got Netflix, unsubscribe, don't need it. Hulu, get it, gone. Quit wasting your money. All of them. Apple TV, YouTube TV, they're all junk. All you need, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, it's free. All we ask, click the like button on the video, subscribe to the page, and check out our Discord channel. It is in the description. Thanks for tuning in. Christian, what are you seeing through the field right now?
Right now, through the field, not much, but we got some side-by-side action. The race leaders trying to send it 3 wide. Justin Thompson's going to deny it. Slide up the track, sliding right in front of the 1 car. You ain't passing me here. 1 says, yes, I am. Goes down to the bottom. Major run, cutting the apron there. Side by side. The 40's going to follow him right on by. The 3 at Justin Thompson almost loses 2 positions right there.
Yeah, it looked like the 3 almost got into the wall, had to check up there on the front stretch, and that's what caused the cars behind him to go down to the apron. But I was not expecting that. I didn't have an apron run on my bingo card here at Auto Club. As we got one sideways, we're able to keep it rolling as a John Deere car goes all the way down to the apron.
I was watching that battle with the 3 car. I almost didn't even notice that the 1 car snuck on by. Stephen Miles, your race leader.
Yeah, Miles looking good, taking over that race lead. Uh-oh. There's the 3 car. Is he coming down pit road? Yeah, the strategy coming back to bite him, folks. I questioned the strategy, and I think I was right. 3 car down pit road. He is cooked unless he gets a caution.
That's a great thing that I picked Stephen Miles in that 1 car to win this race tonight. He's doing great with that almost a 2nd lead.
Oh, my. Look out. By the way, that was a great pick, Christian, but we got 4 wide action right now, and they are just door-banging each other down the backstretch. These guys racing hard all the way through the field as the 88 of Brown trying to gain some spots. France down pit road, so these guys that stayed out, they're out of fuel. They're pitting under green, and they're done for. I think they expected a caution fest, but nonetheless, I just think it was a bad strategy. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But looking back, they got to really regret that call as they were out front when that last caution came out. They elected to stay out.
As long as Justin Thompson stays in the lucky dog position, it's kind of going to be a race for lucky dog because I think with 21 laps to go, we're going to have another caution. Just it takes that lucky dog, you know. It only takes one more caution for them to kind of get back into the groove there, especially if some other people pit for tires later on. Got some good racing right here around the 88 car.
And I believe LaFrance still on pit road. He's getting lapped right now. LaFrance pulling out. Thompson going to be down a lap as well, I assume. Haven't seen him yet, though.
He is being scored one lap down in the 24th position.
That's unfortunate. You know, the spotters of the 40 car need to be fired, as well as Thompson in the 3. A bad call here at Auto Club comes back and bites them. But hey, folks, you can't win them all. Sometimes you luck out, and sometimes you don't catch a break.
I tend to be on the latter half of that statement. I just can't catch a break when I'm racing out there.
Well, I tell you what, these drivers, they've been complaining a lot about you can't pull away from the field, but Stephen Miles is just leaving these guys, saying, later, losers, you keep crying about the draft, I'm just going to run away with it.
He's definitely found something that the rest of the field hasn't been able to find tonight. They must have made a pit adjustment when they came in the last time, and I tell you what, they did whatever they needed to do, because that car is on rails, pulling away from the field. With the 9 of Jason
Miles
Carrington
shaking that draft like it's Indianapolis, going all the way down, hitting the apron on the straightaways. This is impressive to see here as he's trying to shake that draft. As my pick to win earlier, Carrington is trying to reel him back in.
You know, he's even drove away a little bit. We're seeing something now that we haven't seen all night. The leaders just pulling away from the pack.
It looks like they figured something out. Carrington even running the bottom here as he tries to hold on to that draft of your race leader. Just about 0.8 of a second ahead. Not sure if he still got it or not.
3 wide for 3rd place, the 66 and the 07. What a battle going on right here. They're going to come around the turn, still 3 wide with the 25 trying to make it 4. Heading down the front stretch, I just don't, they are racing hard. I hope they're able to keep it straight. Their nights could end at any moment racing like this.
100% as the field is bunched up here. Let's watch them rip it around the speedway once again with the Hutchinson Motorsports TV wall cams. We got kids controlling the cameras right up against the wall, between the wall and the catch pits right now, Christian.
You know, I went and gave them juice boxes during the last break. They are loving it. You know, someone might say they're scared out there, but no, they are having the time of their lives.
100%. You know, we actually pulled a trick out of Vince McMahon's book. These guys are actually, we've hired them as contractors. And so they're actually not employees. We don't have to pay for anything if they have injuries. So they're all on their own. So hopefully they stay all right. But even if they get injured, it's not on us here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's on them.
Oh man, kind of like the drivers here. You know, we still got those breakaways. I never thought I'd see that tonight. It's mind blowing.
Had some chatter on the radio. Christian, what are you hearing?
My radio. Oh, the 3! Justin Thompson's around the 8, just spun him into the 31. Oh, we got some big race shakeups here. The strategy did not go well. Caution is out. The crowd is booing. Oh man, watch there, right there. Just lifting his tires off the ground. Oh my goodness, what a shakeup.
Boy, that honestly, that kind of looks intentional here from my view. Let's get a better look. Let's hop on board with the 8 car. I think he just ran him over. Yeah, Christian, I hate to say it, but he never lifted. That's intentional. The 8 car of Ethier just flat out jumped the 3.
He was all gas. No brakes with him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, there was no checkup or anything. The only checkup was there was a corner coming up, and the 8 says, you know what? I don't care about this corner. I think I can make it floored. Let's hop on board one more time with the 8 car. Here for the Hutchinson Motorsports gyro cam. Kyle Ethier junking the 3 car.
Look at his RPM gauge right there. It never drops until after the hit. He doesn't look for the turn at all. That is the 2nd time tonight that Justin Thompson's went around off of someone else's bumper. He has a big target on his back.
Oh my, let's give him a moment of shame. Christian Taylor controlling the Hutchinson Motorsports TV drone cam. Here he is, the 8 car of Kyle Ethier, just flat out intentionally wrecking the 3.
You know, He's driving that Bud Light car. Is he pulling? What is he doing? Coming to a stop. Is he going to tow? He does. He's done. Oh, my.
He did. Christian, he did what he wanted to do. He jumped Thompson, and his night is over. He tows it. He is wiping the dirt off his hands, and he says, I'm good to go now, boys.
He just flat out parked it on the field. Oh, my goodness.
Now, this is interesting to see. Only 2 cars staying out there. I'm kind of surprised so many came down pit road. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if these 2 out here are going to be good on fuel. Let's take a look at the Hutchinson Motorsports pit strategy board. So Silver's just pit somehow. You know what? I bet maybe he pit under green or something. I don't know. Something happened there. Silver's has already pit here recently, but Barkuski, I don't think he's good on fuel.
That 92 car reporting that too much damage he's done. Daniel says safety intent reckoning for when we aren't 3 wide next time. And I can't report. Hold on 1 second. Let them finish talking. Kyle Ether, he admits fault. He says that he didn't expect him to slow down as much as he did in that turn, but, you know, he never lifted either.
Absolutely.
100% his fault. He claims blame. He accepts blame there.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it happens. You just kind of forget, especially when you're in the draft. You just kind of forget the corner's coming up and a little late, and you just flat out junk the guy in front of you. But let's catch up here on the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chat. We got Kurt in the chat, Brantley Roden, Timmy Vision, Steve Tucker in the chat. Hey, Steve, thanks for tuning in. Good to see Steve out there. You know, Steve also, I believe, broadcasts. Steve, feel free to plug your channel in the chat if you want as well. We don't mind here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We aren't gatekeeping the community.
Hooligan asks, is it brake pedal got stuck? I don't know. He did accept blame, but, you know, Justin Thompson for the 2nd time tonight just getting turned around. That's highly unfortunate.
Man, brake pedal got stuck, more like it got unstuck because he never touched it. But nonetheless, the field is set. Front row going to be Barkuski and Silvers. Again, we're not sure Barkuski's going to be able to make it on fuel. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out as we just got about 12 laps left to go this time around.
Heading down the backstretch, this field looking smaller. I'm looking at the blimp right now myself. TV's looking at James Silvers, but man, oh man, small field now.
Yeah, boy, a lot of these cars are junk, folks. If you're new here, just signed in. We started with 42 cars here tonight. Incredible car count, by the way. You don't really see this in many leagues. But here in the All-Star Cup Series, All-American Cup Series, we get full fields. These guys got to qualify in. That's how many cars we got. We got about 100 drivers that register in and out of some of these races. But the field is set. We're ready to roll. Barkuski on the outside. Silvers on the inside. In front of a sold-out crowd here at Auto Club Speedway. The California 200. Green flag in the air. Christian, take us into turn 1.
17 car, as soon as the flag dropped, went up to the top side to try to block that draft. I mean, the side draft and all, get out there. 25 and the 16, you know their teammates working together in those American rides. The one trying to get inside. 17 trips up the track, almost gets to the 25 there. Man, oh man, he's getting down the back stretch right now.
My oh my, James Silvers wants to win this race. He almost jumped the race leader to take it over. But I think he needs to be patient because, honestly, I'm not too certain that 25 car is going to make it on fuel as we're coming around here with 11 laps to go here at the California 200.
You know, James Silver, he has the pedal to the floor, but he's also got his hands in a praying position. Dear Lord, let these guys junk it again as I pray in your name. I can't make it to the end, but I need some help from you.
Absolutely. Barkuski holding on to the lead, but here comes Silvers in a battle for the lead. Barkuski into the wall.
17 just took the 25 of Brandon Barkuski out.
You know, honestly, I'm not sure if Barkuski threw a late block or what happened there. We want to keep it live here in green, but we're going to have to rewind, see how this happened. I'm not getting an instant. I'm going to have to manually rewind here. Let's see what happened. Give me a moment. Having some issues here. All right, so Brandon Barkuski was your race leader. Stuffs it into the wall. Not sure if he comes up or what. Yeah, 17 just jumps it. Stephen Miles pulling a move, taking over the race lead for now.
you know, there might just be a fight in the pits when this is all said and done.
Absolutely, and it looks like it didn't work out for Silvers as he lost a few spots. Stephen Miles, now your race leader. Here comes the 66, trying to take over the third position from the 17 of Silvers.
You know, one thing I can say, though, you know, Silvers is out there racing away, but the teammate of that one driver he just wrecked is right there behind him. So he's going to have to keep an eye on his mirror.
What a race so far. You know, we've had some fun wrecks. You know, races are always good with some wrecks, as a 17 almost stuffs the 9 into the wall. But it's also good to have good finishes. And here we are right now with just 9 laps left to go. These guys duking it out left and right. And folks, if you're just tuning in, if you haven't yet, click the like button on the video. Subscribe to the page. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. The only place you can watch the All-American Cup Series.
You know, it's looking like something that Casey wanted to have happen. The sun might have come out. I'm seeing these cars slipping and sliding all over the place. This track's loosening up as we have 8 laps to go here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Absolutely, Casey Carrington rolling the top. He was my pick to win it before as the 17 stuffs it into the wall. He might have some damage.
9 car making quick work of it, going down below him, trying to take that position away. I don't think he's going to have much of a fight. Oh, he's going to hold on, though. 17 says not so fast. This is my second place. I'm going after Miles, not you. 17 stuffs into the wall again. We're just taking turns, seeing who's going to junk it.
Boy, these guys back here stuffing into the wall as Carrington takes over the second spot. The 31 of Gowan taking him 3 wide. This is a battle for the 8th position. Nick Gowan trying to hold on to his top 10 as we jump back out front. Stephen Miles still here racing.
We might have 7 laps to go, but the way these guys are driving, this is no way gonna make it all the way to the white flag. They're gonna junk it here soon. Stephen Miles on a mission. Strapped the rockets to that machine and is leaving the competition behind.
Patty Heller in the chat saying go 25 and 11. Looks like bad luck for both of them as the 25 just got junked. The 11 did earlier. A bad night for Patty Heller in the chat, but Patty, it's okay. Click the like button on the video. Subscribe to the page. It's gonna get better. Now, Christian, this is the first time we talk about this guy. How about the 65, Elijah Cole out of nowhere? He's running top 5 right now in that good-looking 65 Monte Carlo.
Yep, you know, they've been chasing the balance all day. So we'll talk to the crew chief a little bit. The balance packed up and went away around lap 50, but they've got it back together with 6 to go, back up here in the front.
Yeah, and as soon as we get onto him, he starts falling back here. He's lost a couple spots, but he's trying to get back around the 66 car, but we jump back out front. Oh, and then we got one sideways. It's a 65.
65!
Boy.
I told you we wasn't going to make it to the white flag. Caution is out here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Elijah Cole from Daytona Beach, Florida. Got a long way home.
Can somebody
Telling him
say
that's the worst driving.
Can somebody say commentators curse? We bring up Elijah Cole for the first time of the night. He gets stuffed down on the apron, loops it around. Thankfully, collects nobody else, it appears. So a 1-car incident, almost got smoked there by the 75, but he's able to get it straightened out. And the caution is out. That's going to spice things up. Not what Stephen Miles wanted to see. As for the second time, Miles able to pull away from the field. He has figured something out here tonight.
Elijah Cole telling the 66 that's some of the worst driving he's ever seen. You know, Stephen Miles, I just took a look at his in-car camera. He was pounding the dash when that caution came out. He knew he had this race in the bag. Not anymore. He's going to have to try to break away again. A very frustrated Stephen Miles.
Absolutely. We got a few junk cars coming down pit lane, trying to fix their lumps that junked up as we're getting to the finish here. Probably going to see a green-white-checkered here to finish out this race.
I just received word from race control. They've ordered a flatbed. They have so many junk race cars here that they're just not going to be able to have time to scrape them all up and put them in their haulers before it's time to, you know, vacate the track. They only rented it for so long. They're going to have to just pick them up with forklifts and place them on flatbeds to get them out of here tonight.
Well, bad news for Carrington. He lost the second spot to Silvers before that caution came out. Carrington really wanted to restart on that front row, but he's going to have to try and figure something out from third position here as we get lined up for what might be the final restart.
I'm going to go ahead and bet the under on that one. This is no way it will be the final pit stop. Some cars going down pit road, though. hoping to capitalize on some strategy here.
100% here. Looks like we got a couple laps left to go. Let's take one more. Well, actually, is this one the green or not? No.
No, the pace
So
car
let's
lights
take
are
one
on.
short break, last break of the night. Hutchinson Motorsports TV will be back here in a moment. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be back for the finish here in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Gonna be a green-white-checkered finish. Christian, you got some information. How many green-white-checkers do we get here tonight?
This will be first of 3 attempts. I think we might need at least one more. There's no way we keep this green. You know, these drivers are, especially up front, we've been seeing some intense battles all night. Keep an eye right there with the 88, the 38, the 31. Those are going to be the ones to watch, because they're going to be putting it 3, 4. I think we're even going to possibly see a 5-wide restart here.
There's no telling, but all I know, that one car, you know, since the end of this race, Stephen Miles, he has just been a monster out there. He's been the heavy favorite. I think he's going to be able to hold on unless somebody jumps him. So, hey, we're going to find out and see how this thing plays out. Will this be the only green-white-checkered, or are we going to see 3 more? Let's see what happens as that Mustang gonna head down pit road. Get out of the way. Feel this set. Miles on the front row on the outside. Green flag in the air as he jumps the start. Christian, take us around.
That was a horrible restart for the field. They are so spread out. There's different area codes between them. Stephen Miles going into 2 and 3. 3 wide for second briefly. 1 and 2, excuse me. But there, as he takes the big advantage still, trying to run away from any carnage that might happen behind him.
Boy, Christian, let's look into the restart rules of this league, but I mean, I'm 99.999% sure that one car went before that restart zone, so we'll have to double check on that. But they're coming out of turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag here this time around.
You know, if iRacing didn't call it, I don't think they're going to say anything, but I'm trying to get a flag check here. White flag. Hutchinson Motorsports wanting to go in the air.
Absolutely heading into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. The one car of Miles trying to hold off the 17. Here comes the 31 a gallon out of nowhere in the 3rd position. Down the backstretch, so one shakes a draft. Is he able to hold on? Yes, he is, but the 17's right there. We're going to have a battle into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Silver's going to take the outside line. Miles coming out of turn 4. Final time. Checkered flag waving. Stephen Miles going to win it here at Auto Club. Boy, Christian, what did you see there in that last green-white-checkered? Miles able to hold off the field, take it home, and park it in victory lane here for the California 200.
We saw him knowing how to use that draft to his advantage. kept it in the lead. You know, he has a big dent in his dashboard from when that last caution came out. He had it won then, but that didn't stop him from winning it the second time. You know, a green-white-checkered attempt. Stephen Miles takes it home. You're a race winner here tonight at Auto Club.
Boy, what a finish. Stephen Miles was a car to beat, and he's going to rip it through the grass. Groundskeepers are not happy as Stephen Miles is mowing this grass here on the front stretch. Christian, take a look through the field. How about James Lowe in that 07 car, parking it on the podium? You see him in the chat? Let's pull him up here for a quick little interview.
All right, I got him right here. Going to be bringing him up momentarily. Give me just a second. James, this is Blake and Christian in booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you're able to park it there on the podium, kind of out of nowhere. How'd the car feel at the end to beat yourself up to a third finishing position?
The car was okay. The driver was. I kept on messing up pit road, man. I'm rusty. I haven't been doing this in a while, so yeah, just need to clean up some stuff there. But we had the speed. It's just unfortunate this car's so draft heavy. It'd be nice if we could, you know, spread out a little bit and save some tires and do all that good stuff, but it just wasn't in the cards tonight. But we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, you know, with a 42 car field, finishing third has to feel pretty good there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't qualify too great either, so it was nice coming from the back, and yeah, just all around pretty good for me. Happened to miss the wrecks this week, unlike I did last week, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely, and you were the best finishing Ford in the field, so that has to feel good for Team Ford. Christian, what do you got for James?
Just nothing but a congratulations. You know, stay clean. That's the name of the game out here. James Lowe, third place finish. Congratulations to you for your podium.
Appreciate it, guys. Can't wait to watch it back.
Yes, sir. Thank you. What chat do you go back to? What's your team name?
Kaiju Cat.
Alrighty. That was James Lowe, folks.
James Lowe finishing third. Christian, go ahead. You see the 17 of James Silvers, who had an eventful race, led some laps, involved in some wrecks, parks it in second, brings home a podium finish.
James, this is Blake and Christian in the booth. You got us?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh,
Hey,
you
pretty
got
good.
reeled in the second place finish here. How did that car feel tonight?
Well, the car felt, pretty good throughout the runs. I know I think I started P9 and I kind of ran the top 10 most of the day and kind of got towards top 5 a little bit. And had some weird strategies. I mean, I kind of got wrecked at the beginning of the race. I know it was a little bit mine and his fault. I mean, got put in 33rd, and then about 15 laps later, I was back in 5th, and I was shocked. I don't know how that happened, but everything kept rolling just right, and then we was rolling to that last run right there, and I was like, well, if everybody else is going to try to do this and one pit stop, I mean, it ain't going to work, I guess, because everybody else started pitting before me, so I was like, I'm going to have to pit. And when I pit, the caution came out while I was on pit road, and I came off pit road, and I beat Stephen Miles, I think, by like 0.2 seconds to stay on the lead lap, and then stayed up front after that, and couldn't be more happy.
Absolutely, James. A great run, with 42 cars getting a second place finish, a good start to the season for you. Do you know where we're going next week for our third race of the season?
Yeah. Well, I had the schedule right in front of me. Next week we're going to Las Vegas.
All right, Las Vegas. How are you thinking of your chances over at Las Vegas?
Well, I like that track too. I knew tonight was going to be a pretty good night for everybody at Cornerstone. We kind of put a new team together, and because last season it was just me and Justin Thompson, the 3-car, and this season we decided to add a couple more drivers to help with the team championship, and we got Connor LaFrance and Drew Parole. He didn't make the race tonight, but he gave it his all, and I'm proud of him. I still love him. But for Cornerstone, man, I'm just excited, man, because we've put together 2 good races in a row, and maybe we can keep it going in the future. Because I've been a part of this league for a long time, and the competition in this series with this season, boys, this is wild. Like, this is some of the craziest qualifying. I don't know if y'all seen it qualifying, but the whole field was separated between 0.4 seconds today.
Yep. It was definitely a close qualifying session, so I feel bad. There was a handful of people that went home tonight, came a long way to do so too.
Yeah, and I hate that for everybody else because, sitting there having to work all day and come home just to get told you can't race, I bet it's always a bummer. I mean, last week I ran 5 laps and I was sitting on my butt, so that's just part of racing. I mean, sometimes you win them and sometimes you finish second and sometimes you finish last,
Yeah, 100%. Definitely was an eventful race for you. You were involved in some incidents. You led some laps, but you ended up bringing home a second place finish. Hopefully this won't be the last time we hear from you. Great job out there tonight, James.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Christian. Y'all boys have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. That was James Silvers. But now, Blake, what's it time for?
It's time to bring in the star of the show, Stephen Miles, in the one car tonight's race winner. Let's get him up in here. Stephen, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. How you feeling after parking it in Victory Lane here at Auto Club?
Man, I'm hyped, man. What a race, man. What a race.
Boy, a great race indeed. You figured something out there at the end. Nobody could really pull away from the draft, but there, the last 20 laps, you're able to figure something out and actually kind of lose the field.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell nobody. I think I told my teammate, but I'm going to keep that, in my holster. But, yeah, once I was able to get up front, and, I mean, dirty air is really, really a crucial thing in this car. I didn't realize it at first, but once I got up there and just seen the lines people was running, and me normally, I'm a bottom feeder, so I just was trying to figure out what lane I could use. But right there, man, the car felt good. It was hooked up. I was able to get a second on them. And fortunately, the caution came out and it made it closer than what it has to be. But I just knew right there how fast Silvers and Casey is. I knew I had to be on point.
Absolutely, and it has to feel good. We probably had 60 plus people register for this race, try and qualify in. 42 car field. You were the only one that could get it done and park it here in Victory Lane. A great start to the season. How are you feeling about your chances next week at Las Vegas?
Oh, man. I never want to, brag or nothing, but I'm pretty sure everybody know I'm one of the top ones in here. But with this package and car, it made it where the middle of the field could easily win a race, especially how aero dependent it is with the draft and everything. So I feel like I should have got Daytona, got taken out in the wreck. So you just gotta be lucky in these. So I feel confident, but who knows what happened in one of these big races, man. It's so much prestige in this to win. So I'm just grateful I was able to do it tonight.
Christian, go ahead.
You said most of what I was going to ask you, but I just got to think, when that late caution came out, you had it won. You were sailing rockets on. Was that frustrating for you when that final caution came out?
Especially when it was my teammate that brought it out. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of frustrating, but I mean, you have to move on. You can't be stuck on it. I knew right then I had figured something out. I was the fastest car, so I just put more pressure on myself to capitalize and to stay up front. Because usually, sometimes even the best car doesn't win. So I was just trying to make sure I made it happen completely.
All righty. Well, just congratulations on parking it right there. I see you sitting in 19th hole Victory Lane. Congratulations on your race win here at Auto Club.
Can I thank some people, please?
Yeah,
absolutely. Tell us about it.
Okay, I thank my mom, my dad, my girl, my supporters. Appreciate this awesome paint scheme by Bo Cairo. Bo Cairo, he know how I got my Louisiana accent, so whichever one it is, with this awesome paint scheme. Thank Casey for doing this league. Thank you guys for putting on the awesome broadcast, man. I went back and watched some of your races, and y'all do awesome work. And appreciate the drivers out here, man. We trying to figure each other out and get used to each other, so it's gonna be cautious, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna smooth over. And most of all, man, thank Jesus Christ, man. That'll be it.
Absolutely. Great job out there parking it in Victory Lane. A great speech you heard from him. He's got some secrets he's not sharing with the field. I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk to you throughout the rest of this season. Let's send you back down to celebrate.
Thank you.
All right, there's our race winner, Stephen Miles, in that one car, parking it in Victory Lane out of Louisiana. Christian, what'd you think of that interview? He brought some real energy, and he's got some secrets he's not willing to share, which I really can appreciate.
Yep, you got to respect having your strategy, sticking to it, and, helping your teammates out, no one else. If you have the edge, keep it. That's how you keep parking at Victory Lane. Stephen Miles, very confident win. I just think we're going to see him a time or two more. High I rating there. I think he's got something figured out that these other drivers are going to be following him the rest of the season.
Yeah, Stephen Miles with a 55.77 I rating. He is no slouch. You know, he was a little confident, but you should be whenever you're parking in victory lane with 60 plus people trying to enter the race. You got the right to be confident, and he done it. And he's got pretty sure about his chances next week at Las Vegas. So let's see if he can go back to back next week. But Christian, before we end the night out, you got anything to tell our great fans at home?
I got one thing to say. It's already in the chat. Our Hutchinson Motorsports TV Discord, that's where you need to go to sign up for the Miata Melee in Martinsville. It's going to be action-packed, full contact. If you ain't the fastest driver, sign up anyway, because it doesn't matter if the leader gets junked, you could drive on by. You could be the one to junk the leader. $5 entry, you can win you some money too. Come on out, sign up. It's going to be a blast, folks.
Absolutely right there, smack dab in the middle of your screen. The Miata Melee at Martinsville, put on by Hutchinson Motorsports TV, which is the world's #1 streaming service if you haven't heard that yet tonight. But folks, as always, we greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. Please, before you head out, just real quick, click that like button, subscribe to the page. It really helps us out. That's all we ask. And there's some other info there in the description. So check out the description, some good info. Join our Discord. Join the Miata Melee. We're going to be back here every single week for the All-American Cup Series Thursday night racing. Christian, was this not the best race of the week?
Yeah, it was one of the best races I think I've seen in a little bit. You know, Auto Club, one of my favorite tracks. You know, my favorite track's Atlanta. I'm not going to down Atlanta here, but Auto Club, you know, rest in peace to it. One of the best tracks, even in real life. You never saw bad racing here at Auto Club, in my opinion. I enjoyed it tonight.
100%. So what a show, folks. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Stephen Miles getting the job done, parking it in victory lane. We're going to close out. We got some special music for you, folks. The Hutchinson Motorsports theme song. We're going to close out with that one. But as always, like, subscribe, share to your friends. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, be back here same time, same place next week.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment you've all been waiting for.